remember when I said patient zero? That's Russell Westbrook here for the Lakers.
Yeah.
That's the issue. He's the issue.
So we are an hour into this episode, so hopefully this is now a safe space, because the next team on your list, Morten, was the Los Angeles Lakers.
So you're waiting the Lakers fans have left? Okay.
I hope so. For your sake, I hope so. I mean,
why would
I
they be on the
understand
list?
it. Yeah. I understand. Right now, they are 12-12. They're the number 7 seed in the West. You know, a lot of guys have been in and out of the lineup, LeBron James especially.
But kudos for him for beating COVID in 3 days. Apparently.
It seemed like it was just an incorrect positive test.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
I'm kidding. I am kidding. It's that has been the joke for 48 hours or so thereabouts. But man, yeah.
We've always said he's superhuman, right?
Yeah.
I guess this is more proof of it. But yeah, I mean, look, it's a fair question to wonder, you know, what's the plan here long term? Like, the Russ thing has just not worked out how they hoped it would. They've got a lot of guys.
Shocker. Yeah. Trading for Russell Westbrook hasn't worked. Wow. I've never heard of that before.
I know. And, you know, they've got Taylor Horton-Tucker's on a 3-year deal. Kendrick Nunn's on a 2-year deal. They have absolutely no one else under guaranteed contract for next season. And the Kendrick Nunn's is a $5.2 million or $5.3 million player option. So it's Russ, LeBron, AD, Taylor Horton-Tucker, a bunch of free agents next year. And, you know, they're going to have maybe the non-taxpayer mid-level. I don't even know if they will, actually. I guess it depends on where the cap comes in. But at best, they'll have the non-taxpayer mid-level, probably just the taxpayer mid-level. And they'll have 11 roster spots to fill. So,
yeah,
I think it is fair to question what the long-term plan is here, because Russell Westbrook is sure as hell not turning down a $47.1 million player option next year. Like that, I guess that's plan A. Just beg him. Yo, LeBron, tell him you're going to put him in Space Jam 3 to offer him $50 million if he turns down the player option. Like that's the best bet.
Well, can society withstand another Space Jam with LeBron starring in
it? Fine, have AD be the star of Space Jam 3. Either way, just bribe Russell Westbrook somehow with $50 million or $75 million of Bitcoin to turn down his $47 million player option.
I still can't get over how bad Space Jam 2 was. Not just for me, but like I showed it to a 10-year-old who was looking at me like I was the dumbest person alive. Like, why are you showing me this utter crap? What have I done to deserve this? Are you punishing me? Because it's ghastly. All right.
That's how Lakers fans feel about the team this year. So that's actually a perfect description of the Lakers season so far.
I'm actually kidding. He's 10, so he liked it because.
Oh, I'm not kidding. That is how the Lakers fans feel about this season.
All right. Well, look. So why I had them on the list? It's self-explanatory. You brought it up with Russ, but I mean, at the same time, you know, LeBron is feeling the age now. He's not the same guy. He is. Yeah. That's not to say that he's not a star for the next couple years. That's fine, but. You also have Anthony Davis, who is, what's the word I'm looking for here? Not regressing. He's not regressing as a player. He's regressing as a shooter. I think that much is fair to say right now, at least. He's having one of the worst jump shooting seasons of his career, if not the worst jump shooting season of his career. And you kind of wonder, what is the play here 2 years from now? Where are you going? If Russ is going to stick around next year as well, you'll have this trio. It'll be an old trio primarily, and how do you fill up the roster alongside it? Okay, so maybe you pivot back into shooters, but you kind of did this year and it hasn't really worked out. Then maybe you say, oh, we want to get younger. Cool. Those players cost more than you have. So,
right.
I just don't see the pathway here for them to get substantially better.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, like they honestly had one of the better off seasons based on their resources than you could have expected, like landing Dwight Howard on a min deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Malik Monk on a min deal, Carmelo on a min deal.
Right.
Ellington, Bradley, like all these guys on minimum deals. Kendrick Nunn at the mid level when he was probably hoping for twice that, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just so financially limited that, I mean, okay, you're going to be scrounging for minimum contract. You're going to have the one mid level probably, and then you're going to be scrounging for minimum contracts unless you trade Talen Horton-Tucker. And then, some of these mid deals this year to bring in another rotation player. But Talen Horton-Tucker is your one main trade chip at this point, unless, like, I don't think they would ever actually consider trading LeBron or AD. But, like, that's the nuclear option, right?
It is, and is one that I've been thinking about privately that I have not shared on Twitter because good lord. And the thing is, like, the Lakers, I don't even think they would because of their whole "we're a star team."
Right,
that's
right.
our brand.
Well, like, LeBron would be the one to trade if you trade either one, but you're just not trading LeBron James.
No, you're not. You're not. Even though you, I was about to say probably should.
Yeah. There's an argument to make for it, but like, he's the one who came first. He's the one that brought you back to relevance after a half decade in the desert. He won you a ring. Like, in 2K, you would look at this roster and be like, all right, well, I can't trade Russ unless I turn CPU trading off. So, okay, like, yeah, it makes sense. Let's trade LeBron. But you have to factor in the off-court stuff. Clutch already represents half of this roster. Clutch would burn the Lakers to the ground.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, that won't happen. I mean, Clutch owns the Lakers in some capacity.
Right.
Look, this is difficult, and that's part of the issue because you're assuming that LeBron is going to only worsen as he ages, which is like no one has beaten Father Time. LeBron won't either. Anthony Davis is another one who I kind of wonder how will he age? Like, how will he look in 2 years?
Right, he's like 28 going on 38.
I'm glad you said that.
I
was thinking it, but I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, just the amount of bumps and bruises he has picked up throughout his NBA career. Like,
right,
you just don't know how sustainable it's going to be.
Correct. It's the annual 20 to 30 missed games as well. It's like the fact that he can bump knees and miss 5 games, right? I mean, it's such an issue, I think. If you can't rely on him to be your number one guy moving forward, where you kind of pivot to him from LeBron, then what's your end game? Like, what's your plan if you can't do that? If you need someone who is at all times better than Anthony Davis to win, how do you get that guy? And who is that guy? And what can you even trade to get that guy? Because Russell Westbrook is not going to fetch you anything. I mean, he's just not.
Right.
After this year, who in their right minds would trade for Russell Westbrook? Unless it's like to send a worse deal the Lakers' way.
Right, like John Wall for Russell Westbrook.
Right. Which has already been done in a way.
Yeah, right. But I mean, that's the problem. There aren't very many huge contracts like that, and there are even fewer egregiously bad ones. It's like Russell Westbrook or Kevin Love.
And this is why I have them on the list. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand what they're trying to do. I don't see how they turn this season around. I don't see how they turn the next couple of years around, because everything. Like, do you think LeBron is even going to be open to pivoting towards a more younger roster that is a couple years away from competing? Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're a Lakers fan, you're just eyeing the summer of 23. Because that's when Russ's contract comes off the books. LeBron is off the books then too. And then AD has one more year, and he has a player option in 24-25, which I'd honestly be inclined to pick up because then the new TV deal will kick in.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's it's hard to see a way out of this for the Lakers. But they're the Lakers, so everything is going to work out for them somehow. We just aren't sure how it is right now.
Oh, I hate that. They're like at the trade deadline, they're gonna turn Taylor Horton Tucker and Kendrick Nunn into an all-star somehow.
Yeah. Or just flip Taylor Horton Tucker for TJ Warren, and TJ Warren's gonna go on a tear for them.
Right. I was thinking Sabonis actually. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Right. Yeah.
Or they're gonna get off Westbrook somehow. I mean, that's the key. But I just have no idea how. I don't know
what would be hilarious, and I think we put it up for beforehand. But like Westbrook for Kyrie, a LeBron and Kyrie reunion.
I mean, if it hits mid-February and he's showing no signs of getting vaccinated, you might as well get something for him, I guess.
Right, and then it would be an OKC reunion in Brooklyn too, by the way.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, Kevin Durant. Yeah, Kevin Durant will absolutely veto that. He wants no part of ever playing with Russell Westbrook again.
James Harden might not either.
Yeah, true.
They had that conversation after the reunion in Houston. It was like, can we work together? Nope.
No, we're good. We're good. Thank you.
Which again, so I remember when I said patient zero. That's Russell Westbrook here for the Lakers.
Yeah.
That's the issue. He's the issue. I just don't know where to go from here. That's the problem. I mean, I can sit here and I can go through all the bad contracts. I can go through all the variations of how you build a better roster alongside LeBron and AD. And I just keep coming up with the same thing. And that is, you should have kept Alex Caruso. You should have not traded for Russell Westbrook. You should probably have gone for, I don't know, DeMar DeRozan. You should probably have gone for someone else. Just not Russ.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like anyone but Russ. But they went with Russ.
Yeah.
And it's just, you're in it now. I don't feel bad for you at any point. You decided this. I don't care if you miss the playoffs and you start crying about it. I don't care. This was a bad call from day one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was easy to see this not working out in their favor. And so it is.
And then they're going to win the championship somehow.
Right.